Hi, it's Teresa Root from Dodge Nature Center with another Nature to Go. On Saturday at 4:37 a.m., the Vernal Equinox will happen, and that means it's the beginning of spring. Now you might be going, people already said it's spring, and yeah, meteorological spring, that started back on March 1st. But this sort of third week of March is when astronomical spring starts, and that's because of where our position is relative to the sun in space. Now each of the season has wonderful things that I love about them, but spring is probably my favorite because it's so exciting to start watching for all the things that start happening again, the animals that come back, the plants that start blooming. It's sort of like a never-ending scavenger hunt. What are the things you could be looking for on this scavenger hunt? Well, let's talk about what some of those could be.
So what I start looking for in the spring are the birds. In fact, I probably start hearing the birds before I'm seeing them because a lot of the birds that have been here all winter long start singing earlier in the morning, and you hear them singing throughout the day. And then I start looking for the birds like the red-winged blackbirds. For me, they're a spring bird, not so much robins, because a group of robins stay here all winter long. The other bird I start looking for are goldfinches because they'll get their bright yellow feathers in the springtime, and that's so exciting to notice them. Other birds I'm keeping an eye out for are things like wrens and then hummingbirds. These are birds that you're going to see around as well. Then there are all the plants to be looking for. Okay, there's the dandelions. They're kind of the first ones that are going to show up. But the bees are really looking forward to having them as their first food source of the spring. But then I'm also looking for violets. And I'm looking for when the apple trees are in blossom or when are blooming. I mean, there's just so many cool things to start looking for. I start looking around at the different ponds and lakes in the area and when is the ice gone from them. Or just even when do we hit our first 70 or our first 80-degree day. Those are exciting things too. Along with making the observations, a lot of people will record this information. They might do it in a nature journal. They may just record it on a calendar. And then there's lots of websites where you can record your observations. In this way, scientists can get data from around the country about when these different events of spring are taking place. And that's valuable information in understanding if things are staying the same or if things are changing. It's such a great time of year to be looking at all the exciting things that are happening around us. So get outside, start looking at what's happening, keep a record of it or not, just enjoy it. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Nature to Go, and we'll talk to you again next time.